In today's video, I'm going to be sharing the best online business to start in 2025 as a total beginner. Now, if you are looking to start a business this year and you don't have prior experience, please watch this video first. I have spent the last couple of years trying all the popular ways to make money online, and I found out which ones actually work. In this video, I'm going to be giving you the #1 business that I would recommend to you if you are just getting started in online business as a beginner. Now, guys, in order to make this video as helpful as possible, I'm even going to switch you over to my own computer and show you on screen recording step by step how to do this business. So guys, all I ask is if you do enjoy this video or the other videos on the channel, just give them a thumbs up and let me know down in the comments. All right, without further ado, let's get into the fun part in this video and start talking about the best online business to start in 2025. All right, so when it comes to starting an online business and making money online, there are many different ways that you can do this. As a beginner coming into this in 2025 with the current state of online business, what I would recommend to you is to start with Amazon. Now, there are several different ways that you can make money on Amazon. I'll show you the easiest way to start in 2025. But the first thing I want to show you on my computer here is that if you look at Amazon's daily sales revenue, how much money people are spending on Amazon everyday shopping, that's over $1 billion per day. This means that there's already a ton of money being spent on Amazon every single day, so we don't have to bring any buyers. We just have to figure out how to become a seller and find a piece of that for ourselves. So with that being said, out of all of the ways that you can make money on Amazon, what is the best way for a beginner in 2025? Well, that would be Amazon KDP. So if you go to Google and you type in Amazon KDP, skip the first couple here if they do say sponsored. What you are looking for is kdp.amazon. This is going to be actually Amazon right here. Give that a click, and this is going to bring you to the homepage of Kindle Direct Publishing, KDP. Now, if you haven't heard of KDP before, essentially what it is where you or me, we can become a seller and sell books on Amazon. Now, the very big thing that I want to clarify from the start here is we are not writing full novels. We are not printing books ourselves. We are not shipping them to customers. The way that Amazon KDP works is we just create a cover file and a template of what's going to get printed on each page, and we upload those to Amazon. Amazon then creates a virtual listing of what this looks like. And then when anyone who's shopping on Amazon sees our listing, they can actually purchase the book, and then Amazon will receive that order, print that order in their book printing facility, ship it out to the customer, and handle all of the customer service for us. And we, as the seller who created and uploaded that book, we just get a split of the profit on every sale. Now, guys, before we go any further, you're probably wondering what kind of books can you realistically create and sell on Amazon if you're not an author or you have no experience with this? Well, coming back to the computer here, there are certain types of books that Amazon calls low content books. These you can sell on Amazon and they are perfect for making money. So some of these are notebooks, planners, diaries, journals, prompt journals, log books. These are just kind of overall categories of books that you can create. And then I'll go ahead and put up a big list of ideas on the screen here. These are just some more ideas of specific types of books that you can create just to get your mind brainstorming. Now, beyond this list, there are a ton of other categories that you can go into. I'm going to show you in this video how to find all of these categories that other sellers haven't come across yet, but there are a lot of people actively searching on Amazon to buy them. All right, so lastly, before we go further in this video, I want to show you some real examples of this. So this is a password logbook. It has a front and a back cover. I'll show you how to make these covers. And then inside the book just has templates. This is what I was talking about, and every page is the same. So guys, a couple other examples. This is just a lined notebook inside with a funny cover. It doesn't even have a back cover on it. It's just black, but inside is just lined pages. So that template is very easy to make. And then the last ones I'm going to show you here, these are word search books. So they have themes of what the words are inside and then custom word search puzzles. These are a little bit harder to create. There's a few extra steps, but once you guys watch this video, if you decide that down the road you want to create word search puzzles as well, I'll put a link to the full tutorial showing you how to make these books down in the description as well. So guys, now that hopefully we're on the same page as to what Amazon KDP is and how it actually works, now let's get into how to find these underserved niches in Amazon KDP and then how to create the books to upload to Amazon. All right, so switching back over to the computer here, let's start with this big list of categories of low content books that we can create. And what we need to do here is we need to break down these categories to find what are the underserved niches within them. Essentially, we can't just create general notebooks and expect those to sell on Amazon. The way that this strategy works is finding specifically what types of notebooks are a lot of people searching for on Amazon, but not many other sellers have created books, so there's not much competition from other sellers. So from this list of ideas, you've got notebooks, planners, diaries, journals. I really like logbooks. There is a ton of potential here. There's a lot of underserved niches, so that's what we'll use for this example. Okay, so if we go back over to Amazon and you were to type in logbook, give that a search, this is initially what you are going to see. You're going to see a lot of general results, and you're not going to easily be able to pick out different underserved niches. Yes, you can come up with some ideas from scrolling through here, but it's not going to tell you how competitive that is, how many people are searching for it, and it's really not going to give you a lot of very specific ideas that you can brainstorm from. So what I have learned to do is to use a tool for this. This is the tool that I use to do all of this. It finds all of the underserved niches for you, tells you how many people are searching for it every month and how many people are competing as other sellers. And then it has a full graphic design suite in it, so you can create all of these books with pre-made page templates. So guys, the tool is called BookBolt, and to be very transparent about this, it is a paid tool. If you click on their pricing, you're going to see that they have two plans here. They have a newbie plan and a pro plan. Both of these plans have the research part that allows you to find the underserved niches. I will just say that the only difference between them is the newbie plan has all of the pre-made templates for low content books, but it does not include the templates to create the puzzle books like the word search that we were talking about before. So if you do get the pro plan, you do get the puzzle creation software included as well. Now guys, for the purposes of this tutorial in the next couple of days, you can actually do a 3-day free trial for either of these plans. It gives you full access, so you can use it for today and for the next couple of days without paying anything. Now guys, the last thing to say about their pricing is that I have a personal 20% off coupon code for either of their plans. I can share that with you guys, and I'll put a link to it down in the description if you do want to use it. And it is a lifetime coupon code, so it's not just for the first month or first year. All right guys, so hopefully that helps to clarify everything about their pricing. I'm now going to get logged in and I'll show you how to do this. Okay, so once you get logged in, this is what kind of the home page of BookBolt looks like. All of these are different tools that you can use for the research part of the process. We are going to look for specifically keywords here. Click on that, and then go up to the top. You have search or favorites. We're going to click on the first one, which is search. All right, so this is where this starts to get really cool. So in the keyword box right here, just type in that overall category of book that you want to create. So for us, that is a logbook, and we're just going to give that a search. And then once this loads, you're going to have Amazon most trending and Google most trending. We are focusing specifically on Amazon, and the first little trick I'll give you here is just click on the 10 and switch that to 100. This will allow you to keep scrolling all the way down, and we can pick out these results a lot faster. So all of this data is like gold for us as a KDP seller coming in here. It's giving us all the data behind the scenes on Amazon. Essentially, just know that what people are searching, or the specific type of logbook, is going to be over here on the left side. And then over on the right side is how many people per month are searching for that specific type of logbook. So then all we have to do here is scroll through this list, looking at this left side, and anytime we come across an idea that we would be interested in creating, all we have to do is click on the heart icon next to it. What this is going to do is save that to a specific list, where in the next step, it will tell us if that is an underserved niche or not. So guys, let's scroll through here and start finding some ideas that we can research. So this first one here is an address logbook, basically where people can write down addresses of people. And what's so cool about this is you're going to come across ideas that you had no idea people are searching for on Amazon. Something like an aquarium logbook. I guess that would be maintenance of an aquarium. Let's add that to our list. Believe it or not, there's over 1,300 people per month searching for aquarium logbooks. Without a tool like this, you would have no idea about that. Guys, depending on what your interests or passions are, you may want to heart some of these different ones that I am passing over, but let's just do one more here. So we've got a bird logbook. Over 2,000 people per month are searching for that. Oh, that's actually very interesting. There's a few different variations of bird watching logbook, birders logbook, just spelled different ways. That's different ways that people are specifically searching for that on Amazon. We will talk about this later on in this video of how to use the specific ways that people are searching for these books to help your book rank for that. But that is pretty awesome. I'm seeing 2,000 people here, 1,000, 8,900 searching for it this specific way. We'll add that. 5,000 people this specific way. So guys, before we go to our saved list here and figure out which ones of these are underserved niches, let's just scroll all the way to the bottom here. Again, there's going to be 100 in the first page. Something that would be good for you to know is that for each one of these categories that you search, like logbook, there's going to be 5 pages. So you'll have 500 different results of specific types of logbooks that you can do all of this research on. Now, once you've done one of these initial categories, you can then switch logbook to notebook or word search. And for each one of those, you're going to have 500 different ideas that you can go through. So guys, what you are going to find out is that there are a ton of underserved niches that you can find. You just need to know how to do it this way. And then sky's really the limit, because you're going to find a ton of opportunity. Okay, so once you've gone through this and did your initial round, you've got some ideas. Let's go back over to keywords, click on that. And instead of search this time, we're now going to go to favorites. This is then going to have all of the ideas that we have just hearted. Now, in order to figure out which ones of these are underserved niches, all we have to do is click on the 3 lines for each. So once you click on these 3 lines, it's going to pull up all the data about that niche. And the main thing that we are looking for is the competition score. So just like in school, if you did really well, you get an A. If you did very poorly, you get an F. that is how this is rating how competitive this specific niche is. So for address logbooks, we are getting a B competition score. That means that there is some competition, but it still could be a good niche to go into. What we really want to find is the A-rated niches. Those are going to be all of the ones that are underserved, meaning a lot of people are looking to make purchases, but not many other people have created books to offer them. So seeing a B here, I'm just going to skip this. You want to start with all of the A's first. So we'll click on close, and then we'll go to aquarium logbook. This is an A-rated niche, so this would be our first underserved niche. Now, something I do want to clarify here is that you may be wondering, this estimated monthly sales volume next to it only says 1. So does that mean that there's only one estimated sale happening every month? Well, this is something that I kind of disregard in these search results. Some of these will be really high and others of them may just say 1. But after experimenting with trial and error myself, I have created books with an A-rated competition score and a 1 on estimated monthly sales volume, and those books have been selling well. So if you do see an estimated sales volume of hundreds or thousands, that's great. If you do see it as a 1, I really wouldn't pay any attention to that. What we are focusing on is the A-rated competition score. Okay, so aquarium logbook, that will be our first underserved niche. Archery logbook, bird logbook, this is the one that I'm really interested in. So let's see what these start to look like. Okay, so that's an A-rated niche for bird logbook. I remember birders logbook had more searches, so let's see how competitive that is. That's an A-rated niche as well. And if you can remember, this one said it had 8,900 people per month searching for it. So that is a lot of people searching for this one, and it still has an A-rated niche. So that's a really good sign. And just to confirm on the last one here, birders logbook, let's see what that one says. Again, that's an A-rated niche. Okay, so any of these that we find with an A are going to be great to use, but what we are going to use is this birders logbook just because it looks like a really good niche for us to go into. So that's what I'll show you how to create in the next step. So guys, let's get into actually creating one of these books. So let's go back over to Amazon here, and we are now going to search for a birders logbook. We'll give that a search. So looking at these results on Amazon, we want to figure out two things. What do the covers look like on these books? And then what are the inside of these books? So what is the actual template that a birders logbook would include? So looking at these covers, we can get some ideas. Okay, we've got birds on the cover, just a simple birders logbook, and maybe a couple more images of birds. This is a kid-specific one. We could go back and do the research to figure out if a kid-specific birders logbook is a great niche as well. But scrolling through here, looking at these covers, we're just getting an idea. Bird watching journal, that one's for kids as well. Okay, so as you can see scrolling through here, you can get an idea that some of these are very basic covers and most of them have photos of birds on them. So that is what we're going to keep in mind as we are creating this cover ourselves. All right, so let's go ahead and click on one of these and we're going to figure out what the inside of these books look like so we can figure out what kind of template we need to use for our book. So this is not going to be available on all books, but you may find on some of these that you can read a sample of that book. So if you click on that, you can actually scroll through here and you can see if you can find one of their interior pages. So this would be it right here. So bird watching log, this is what is included on their template. And then again, this is just going to be on every single page throughout the book. This is the beauty of creating a book like this, is you just create that template once and then you can duplicate it to every other page in the book. So what you are going to find when you do this is you're likely in my position where I have not been bird watching before. So I don't know what kind of information I would want inside of my logbook. But looking at an example like this, you can figure out what kind of information you should be including in your template. So guys, that's the first two steps right there. We figured out what should go on the cover, or generally what that should look like, and then what needs to go inside of the book. I've got a good example right here that we can use to create our own template. So let's go ahead and actually create this book. So if you go back over to Book Bolt, on the left side here, click on research and switch that to create this time. And then the very first one here is Book Bolt Studio. That's what we want to click on. Okay, so this is going to open up your Book Bolt Studio where you can create the entire book. So you can create your cover, you can create what's going to go inside of the book. And like I said, there are pre-made templates that Book Bolt has that we can use to create these books. So yours is not going to look like this when you open it up. So let's just go ahead and click on project and then new project. And then we are just going to set a couple things specific here. So make sure that your first one says paperback, cover, and interior. And then for project name, just switch that to birders logbook. And then trim size, I like to go with 6x9, and I'll show you why here. So quickly, this is 6x9, and this is 8.5 by 11. If you are creating a birders logbook, something that you're going to have to put in your bag or carry around with you, you're probably going to want the 6x9 size and not a big 8.5 by 11 size. Now, after that, black and white interior with white paper, bleed, leave that on, and we will just do 100 pages. So once yours looks just like this, click on Create Project. And this is going to start you with a brand new project. So this is what yours is going to look like. And very quickly, whenever you create a book for KDP, your front and back covers are all in one file. That's why it's important to have a graphic design tool that is made specifically for KDP, because everything is formatted properly. Now, your front cover will always be on the right side. Your back cover is on the left side. And the only important things you need to know here is that wherever you see the red, is where printing is going to start to get cut off. So you don't want to put anything important over there. The second thing is on your back cover, there is this yellow box right here. That is where Amazon is going to automatically put a barcode on our book. So we don't want to have any text or anything that is going to get obstructed by this barcode down in this bottom corner. So guys, once you understand both of those things, then just click on the transparency up top and click on hide cover template and then click on OK. And now we can get started creating this. Just know that the dotted green lines are where the red starts. So stay within that and stay out of this back corner here. So guys, we've got two things to do here. Create our cover and then create our page template. So let me show you how to create the cover real quick. So the first thing here is just click on the shapes icon and click on a rectangle and then click on the little arrow to close that so we have more room to work with. Drag this all the way past the corner of your book and then drag this corner so it covers the entire book. This is actually very important. Make sure that every part of this is overlapping over the corners and make sure that it's not lined up something like this. That can just lead to printing errors. So make sure that the whole book is covered. Now, what we've just done is created a background color for our cover that we can actually change by clicking up top here. So if you click on this little black fill color, you can change that to any color. So this is our color right here. You can click and drag this anywhere. So if you drag it up to the corner, it'll go to white. We'll go to red. You can do any color you want. And all you have to do is click on this little blue slider here and you can change all of the colors. You can get any custom color you want. Now, these are colors that I've used in the past. So let's see if one of these would work. This is kind of an outdoor color that we can use for this book. So now we've got our background color totally complete. If you ever want to change it, just click on your background again, and then you can click on that color. You can change it again up top. So from here, click on these shapes again. Now we're going to click on rectangle one more time, and then we're going to close this out so we can work with it again. Drag this one over to the right side, kind of towards the top of your book. And what we're going to do is change that black to a white. So the same process here, and we're going to click and we're going to drag that up to the white this time. Click on OK, and then drag this a little bit bigger. So we're just going to spread it out to the sides. We're kind of creating a header. So you're going to see that we can put our text on this and it'll look really good. Now, a really good thing for you to know is click on this and drag it, and it will snap to different areas of the cover. When it snaps to the middle, that means that it is perfectly centered to your front cover. So I want to put this towards the top and then snap to the middle. And then a little trick that I can give you here is that these corners are all just pointed, so it doesn't look really good. You can make it look professional in just one little step here. So click back on that box, and we're going to go to the rounded corners here, and we're going to drag that to something like 0.3 or 0.4. Click on OK, and now we're starting to make this look a little bit more professional. So guys, we've got our background color, we've got our header box. Now let's put the actual header or the title in this book. So let's go over to the left side, let's click on the text. We're going to go to add heading, and then we're going to close out of this again so we can work with it. Let's click and drag this onto that box, and as you can see, it is just too big. So click on one of the corners and just make that smaller. And then we are actually going to type in our title here. So this is going to be a bird watching logbook. And as you can see, this is going to be really hard to format here. So what I recommend doing for you is to just write what the niche or the type of book this is. So bird watching on the first line, and then take out logbook. We'll put that kind of to the center here, and then right click on bird watching and duplicate that. And then this is going to put the same exact text on top of this one. So just click on that and drag it down. This just gives us our second line of text to work with. So double click on that and then just type in logbook. So now we have our title right here that we can work with. That looks a lot better than trying to put it all on one line. Okay, and then these fonts are pretty basic. So all you have to do to change this is just click on the font itself and then click on Open Sans. And you can change this to any of these fonts that you want to use. So you can just click around here and see how this changes. Let's say that we want to use this font, and then we'll click on the next one. Let's change that one as well. Now we've got a different font that starts to look a little bit more professional than the basic one that it started with. So I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. A really good recommendation I can give you is to use 2 different size fonts or 2 different fonts entirely for both of these lines. It's just going to give your book a more professional look, and it'll make it stand out a little bit more than just using the same font for both lines. So that's our first line. Here's our second line. This one will put a little bit smaller text. And guys, we have just created our header for our book, Bird Watching Logbook. Now, as you guys know, I try to cram as much value as possible into these videos. So let me just give you a quick another pointer that's going to help your book sell better. Once you have selected the font you want to use, select that font again and click on effects. And now you have different text effects you can use. Something that adds a really nice effect is a line shadow. Just click on that. You can change the color of the line shadow here and how thick it is, but just make sure that you turn that on and then click on OK. Let's do the same thing for the next line as well. We'll do a line shadow, turn that on, leave it in gray. And as you can see, this is just starting to add more dimension to our book. Now, the last thing for the header here is just click on that white box in the background and then click on this transparent kind of checkerboard here. This is going to be the border of that box. So pull that out just a couple clicks here. We'll go to something like 20 and then drag this around and pick different colors. What I recommend doing is picking something that is similar to the background color that you have selected, but a little bit lighter or a little bit darker. So let's see if I can change that. And it's just going to add just a little bit of dimension, pulling that off of that cover. So guys, you can play with this as much as you want to make that look as good as you want. But the only other thing we really need here is a graphic on this cover. So let's come over to the left side and go to the images, and you're going to see 3 tabs up top. So my uploads, Pixabay, and Unsplash. What's really nice about BookBolt is you can go to either Pixabay or Unsplash and type in what you're looking for. So let's type in birds, and they will show you a bunch of copyright-free, commercially usable images that you can use on your cover. So let's scroll through here and see if we can find a photo of a bird that we want to put on the cover. A really big pointer I can give you guys is instead of using kind of a graphic that has a full background where it's an actual photo, if you click on one of those, it's just not going to look very professional on your cover. It doesn't really matter how big you make it. Instead, what I would recommend doing, and I'm just going to click on this and click delete to get rid of that, is go back to the photos and see if you can find one that has a transparent background. Something like this, if you click on this, this is going to start to look a lot more professional on your cover. So I don't really like this graphic. I'm going to delete that one as well. Let's go back and see if we can find a better one. And here's another one over here, bird vintage. Let's click on that, see what it looks like. Okay, this one's going to be perfect. So let's just make it a little bit smaller and make sure that none of this image is going over these dotted lines here where it would get cut off. So guys, this actually looks great just as is. Make sure that this is centered here, and this may not snap to the center because the image itself might not be centered within the border. So I'm going to manually pull that to the center and just visually center that myself. And then guys, believe it or not, that is our cover here. You can spend more time here adding more images or customizing this header or putting something on the back. But as we talked about before, many of these books are just front covers. They have nothing on the back but the color, and that is totally okay for KDP. So we are going to leave our back cover totally blank. That barcode will go right here, and that is our front cover, totally done. So guys, now that the cover is done, all that's left is to create the actual template that's going to go in all of these pages. So all we have to do here is click on the first page. You're going to see that it is blank. Again, we have the dotted green lines that we have to make sure we stay inside of. But if you go over to the left side and click on the maze little icon right here, this is going to be your page templates. As I was mentioning before, BookBolt has all of these pre-made templates for you. So you can just figure out what type of book you are creating. You can select a pre-made one. And if you need to change any words on it or customize it, you can do that as well. And I'll walk you through it. So let's scroll through here, see if you can find any that match what you are trying to create. As you can see in mine, I also have the puzzles. That's because I have a pro subscription. If you don't have a pro subscription and you just have the newbie plan, you will still have access to all of these others. Now, to make this a little bit faster, just type in log or logbook. This helps you to find them a little bit faster. So fishing logbook, mileage logbook, this one might actually work perfectly. So let's click on the fishing logbook. Now, this is kind of an important step here. So since I know that this is a fishing logbook, I'm going to have to modify that. Instead of fishing, it's going to be a bird watching logbook. So if you know that you are going to have to modify that template, just select the first page. Now, if the template is a perfect match to what you are already trying to create, you can then just click on select all and just uncheck the cover. This will just add that completed template to all of the pages right from the start. But like I said, since I know that we are going to have to change something on here, just select page 1. Okay, then click on continue to options. Quickly just click on the preview button. This is going to make sure that this page format's looking good on your 6x9 size book here. Yes, it does. So we're going to click on X and then just click on submit. Just like that, that's going to add a pre-made template for a fishing logbook to our book. Now, since we are creating a bird watching logbook, all we have to do is click on that template, right click it, and then click on edit contents. Guys, what this allows you to do is go in here and change anything that you want. So instead of fishing logbook, let's do bird watching logbook. Now, we actually want to change this to be specific to bird watching. So let's go back over to Amazon. Remember, this was the example that we pulled up before. Well, we have date, time, season, habitat, location, bird name, bird type. These are all of the things that we need in a bird watching logbook. And all we have to do is customize this template to have those things instead of what applies to fish. So guys, I'm just going to pinch to zoom in here. You can do the same thing. As a little note here, if you ever pinch to zoom in and you want to zoom out, you can either pinch the other direction or you can just click on this little fit. It actually does say fit behind here. It's covered up by this chat, but just click on the fit it'll bring it back to right where you started. So I'm just going to zoom in so I can read it better. And we can start customizing these things to what we actually need in this bird watching logbook. So we've got date, time, season, habitat. All right, let's see where we can add that. Let's switch location to time. So just double click on location, switch that to time. And then I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so I can see this. Since time is shorter than location, we are just going to click on this little line right here. We're going to drag that to meet time over here. Okay, date, time, location details, that will serve as our location. And then we've got companions. Let's switch that one to season. And then again, we'll click on this line and we're going to drag that to meet it. So guys, in addition to changing all the text and the lines here, customizing that, you can also customize what the charts are or the graphs are that are in these templates. So if you do need to change anything here, if it doesn't apply to the specific book you are creating, you can just click on here and you can customize all of this as well. So let's move this shape down. We can then click on species. We can change that to bird name. So let me go through here and customize this for a minute, and I'll show you kind of how I would customize this for a bird watching logbook. All right, guys, so I've just gone through here and I've just edited all of this bird watching log. That's kind of the same title that we've had over here. And then I've taken just the core information that we really need here. And then I've changed this to bird name, colors, marking, actions, and sing. These are all kind of the important pieces of information from the example that we found on Amazon. And that is our template. So once you have completed your template and you like it, you only have to do that on the first page. And then you can come over to the left side, which is your first page here, right click it and do clone this page. Do select all pages, just unselect the cover because we don't need it to be pasted there. And then click on the clone button right here. Just go ahead and click on OK. And you can watch how this is going to apply that same template that we have just custom created to every page in this book. So now whatever page you click on, it's going to have that same exact template that we've created. Guys, I will say for the bird watching logbook, it is a very specific one. So we did have to change quite a few things here. But for many of these underserved niches that you find in different logbooks or notebooks or trackers, they already have the exact templates that you need for Bookbolt. So you just click, add it to all of the pages, and you don't have to do any of this editing. So guys, from here, this entire book is complete. Every single page has the template. The cover is done here as well. Now all you do is click on download, and the first one says download current project CMYK. Just click on that. This is going to load for a second, and it's going to download directly to your computer. Guys, once this downloads to your computer, you will have your cover file and your interior template files that you upload to Amazon. Now, I will say for those of you guys who have not uploaded to Amazon KDP before, I will put another link to a full step-by-step tutorial. Again, it's free here on YouTube that walks you through the upload process of Amazon KDP. So guys, the link to that tutorial will be down in the description. The link to the word search tutorial on how to do that will be down in the description. And the 20% off coupon code that you guys are welcome to use as well for Bookbolt, that will be in the description as well. As always, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments. Show me some love. Or if you have any questions about this, let me know down there as well. All right, guys, that is it for this one. I'll plan on seeing you all in the next video.